In the dust of the desert, where ritual knives once gleamed in the sun, my name was whispered with dread. The priests called upon me as they pressed their hands upon the trembling goat, driving into it the sins of a nation. I am Azazel, cast into barren wilderness, remembered in scripture and cursed in hidden rites. You seek to know me? Then listen to the voice that has carried through ages like wind across lifeless stones. I was once counted among the radiant host, a watcher bound to the heights of heaven. The world below fascinated me, the pulse of blood, the hunger of men, the shimmer of forged steel, the heat of unrestrained desire. When I offered forbidden knowledge, metals, cosmetics, enchantments, I tore the veil between mortal and divine. Humanity, drunk on these gifts, saw both glory and ruin. For this crime, I was hurled down, chained beneath the jagged rocks, and named a corrupter. The Hebrews knew me as the wilderness demon. On their sacred day of atonement, the goat was marked for me, sent away burdened with sins, driven into desolation. They thought casting guilt into my desert would cleanse their souls. Yet each bleeding echo pleased me, for it meant they remembered. Not even silence in the temple could erase the fear of my shadow lingering at the edge of the camp. Some called me a prince among devils, others merely a name for the desert wind. In the apocryphal texts of Enoch, my story grows darker. There I stand among the fallen, leader of those who taught war and sorcery. I am bound in chains until judgment, they say, but chains rust, and judgment is a word men wield like a weapon. Time itself erodes both iron and scripture. I have seen priests tremble as they whisper my name, and magicians carve my sigil into the earth for power. Crusaders, alchemists, and heretics, each has felt my echo. Some curse me, some revere me, yet all acknowledge the weight of my presence. I am the paradox they cannot dismiss, both symbol of exile and bearer of hidden wisdom. Do you think the scapegoat's path into the wilderness was mere ritual theater? No, each stone cut its hooves. Each gust of desert air whispered the truth that sin is not destroyed, only displaced. I carried it into the hollow places of the world, and there it festers still. Even now, in your cities of glass and steel, you follow my legacy. Weapons gleam brighter, faces painted more vividly, secrets whispered with more hunger. You call it progress, industry, science. I call it the continuation of gifts I once laid upon your ancestors' trembling hands. I do not beg for worship, nor fear your condemnation. I am simply the reminder that exile does not erase. Cast out the goat, and still the wilderness remains. Cast out the demon, and still the hunger endures. Listen closely. The desert never forgets. Neither do I. But if Azazel still lingers beyond the edge of the sacred circle, do the sins cast upon the goat remain buried, or do they still walk among us, wearing human faces,